Hello, we're continuing my vlog series from Ireland's National Famine Way in the morning in Mullingar, Ireland. And I'll tell you what, this is when I really started to come to terms with the fact that I was hiking Ireland's National Famine Way instead of the Ireland Way. But I was coming to terms with things. I was really starting to feel like I was getting into my groove, and Mullingar, Ireland turned out to be a town that I really, really loved. Of course, my pilgrimage in Ireland was for Casa of Pinellas County, Florida, raising money in the fight against domestic violence. Please donate right now to Casa of Pinellas County, casapinellas.org/walkwithrick/ that's CASAPINELLAS.org/walkwithrick/. We're asking for $20. If you can't do $20, $15, $10, even $5 will go a long way to helping survivors of domestic violence. There are no processing fees. There are no middlemen. Every single dollar that you donate goes directly to CASA. So please consider donating right now. Anyway, let's kick things back off from Mullingar, Ireland. All right, I am here at the hotel where I stayed, oh boy, what was it, Monday night, I guess, getting ready for a full day of walking the trail on Tuesday. My taxi is on the way. I just wanted to show you this incredible view I have from the hotel and just give you a little bit of insight into what I'm thinking. I'm really, really hoping that we can get the change in flights happening, because I am really, really missing Courtney and my friends and just that feeling of stability. I love Ireland. It is, I haven't been to many, so when I say it's the greatest country in the world, I don't know if, I know too much or have too much experience to speak on that, but I have had so much fun here. But at some point, trips are too long, and I'm almost happy that I wasn't able to finish the Ireland way, because I would not have been able to do this until August. There's too much uncertainty. I've finally come to terms with wearing the shirt that I had made for the Ireland way, because I am still doing something great, and it's still hard, and we're still raising money and awareness for survivors of domestic violence through CASA of Pinellas County, CASAPINELLAS.org/walkwithrick/ please donate right now if you could. But right now, that's my motivation. If it wasn't for the survivors of domestic violence, I would be going home now, because I am burnt out on this. And I'm just trying to be honest. I'm not trying to make anybody feel sorry for me. I mean, listen, this is the hotel where I stayed last night. So, do not feel sorry for me. But this morning I did get on my phone and change around my Disney Park Pass reservations so that I know I'm going to have a park that I can go when I return earlier than when I was originally planning on it. You watching, you on the Tall Guy Talks Travel YouTube channel, you, my social media followers, my actual in real life friends who sometimes are in those categories as well. I couldn't do this without you. I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and thank you. So I came to downtown Mullingar to see the cathedral here. Unfortunately, there is a funeral happening and I want to be respectful, so I just thought I would show you a little bit of the outside of the cathedral. Try to be as respectful as possible. And now I'm going to start hiking. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting out of Mullingar because I keep running into things that I either have to videotape, or I actually stopped at a Subway because I wanted to get something vegetarian to eat when I knew I could get something. But as I'm leaving Mullingar and about to reconnect with the trail, I found this statue here on the road that gets me back to the trail, and it's actually called the Pilgrims. So I thought it was incredibly poignant that I ran into this. And even though I definitely am running behind today, I had to stop and appreciate this statue. You even see the pilgrim shell right there, and then you have the staff. So this is actually not on the trail because I decided to walk through town. I picked up my cab in the middle of town and then got dropped off again in the middle of town after I stayed at the hotel because I wanted to see the city. I didn't just want to walk along the canal and miss. I guess it's not a city, it's just a town, but I didn't want to miss a place where I could see real life Ireland. And so many people have been already talking to me today and stopping me on the street, asking me about what I'm doing. I was having a hard time getting my bag back on in the subway, and a woman was just like, "Here, let me help you," and she took my poles and let me put on the backpack, and I was, I felt uncomfortable being in such a small area, like a bull in a china shop or whatever. But as I'm walking out of Mullingar, I am almost back at the canal trail, or the National Famine Way, which at this point the Royal Canal Trail and the National Famine Way are the exact same thing. So they will be the same thing into Dublin. I'm not sure if the canal trail ends before the Famine Way, because we do go all the way to the Great Famine Memorial across from the Custom House. Anyway, about to get back on the trail. Thank goodness. All right, we have a little black and white kitty here. And I just had to stop, take some pictures of the black and white kitty, because at home I have a black and white cat, Lily. I have two cats, Lily and Cassie. Cassie is more a mama's girl, and Lily, the black and white one, is more of a daddy's girl, and I really miss Lily a lot. Not that I don't miss Cassie, she's just a little naughty and pays attention to Courtney way more than she pays attention to me. But Lily is definitely, my cat. She hangs out in the studio when I'm editing podcasts. She tries to make some noise and maybe be a co-host on some of the podcasts as well. But it is one of the things that, like, I knew I was going to miss my cats, but I didn't really realize how much. Like, I didn't understand how being gone this long was going to affect me mentally. I'm doing all right today. I'm just trucking along. I'm a little nervous about trying to figure out a place to stay tonight, but that's kind of a common problem. Oh, here we have another black and white kitty. Maybe a little brown in there as well. Oh, that's cute. Well, this is kind of a misleading sign, or confusing sign. Do I go up the steps, or do I keep going straight? That sign could mean either thing to me. Alright, I'm gonna have to check out the app here. We're actually off the road for a little bit, and I'm walking on grass, which is really nice for my feet and especially my knee, as I try to continue to recover from that initial knee injury. It was starting to come back a little bit with all that banging on the concrete, but having some softer grass now, not quite as soft as in the mountains on the Ireland Way, which is why I ended up, I think I twisted it because it got stuck in some mush. But here we are now in a very, very pretty scene. It's actually a train track right next to me. A train did go by a little bit ago, which has been my favorite experiences thus far in Ireland have been on trains. I've only been on 2 thus far, but I met some incredible people. I met a grandfather and his granddaughter on the way to Cork, which was part of my visit to Castletownbere, which is the start of the Ireland Way. And he was hilarious. He laughed like Johnny Rotten. And he was dressed so prim and proper, but he did not speak that way. Now, I have been getting more used to the amount that the Irish curse. So, probably at the time it was still a little bit strange to me. But, and his granddaughter was really nice. She said about 50% of the things that he says are true, but he believes 100% of them. So that's good. I also met a woman from Brazil who now lives in Ireland. She works for Cadbury. And that was really interesting. She was extremely nice. And then from Cork to Tipperary, I took the train, and not Tipperary, to Limerick, excuse me. I took the train and I met a gentleman named Alan who was really, really nice. Actually walked me to my hotel in Limerick because he was so proud of his town that he wanted to show it to me. And there was a lady, I didn't get her name, but she was from South Africa. And she was really, really nice as well. And we spent that train ride just gabbing back and forth. I've talked about how nice everyone is here a number of times, but boy, is it true. I tell you what, there's a bench, so I'm gonna take advantage of the bench for a little bit. But I still have miles to go before I sleep, so this is gonna be quick. Plus, there's a lot of swear words on this bench. Sorry if you saw something you found inappropriate. I didn't even notice that until right now. Who says that you never see the sun in Ireland? Yes, my ancestors so Irish that I can come to Ireland and get sunburned. But I lucked out incredibly. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. This is like my last stretch of middle of nowhere before we start getting into the outskirts of Dublin. And I'm a couple days away from Dublin, probably 3 more days of hiking away from Dublin, but I found a bed and breakfast over a convenience store and a bar that is very convenient. It is 50 meters from the trail. So when I get up tomorrow morning and get back on the trail, I don't have to walk very far. I don't have to take a cab. It just is a little blessing in disguise. It literally has everything. It has a little convenience store. It has a restaurant. It has a bar. It has petrol. It has gas for people to get here. It's everything kind of wrapped up into one. And there are a lot of those types of stores in rural Ireland, where there's one store that kind of is almost like City Hall for the town, because it's not a big town. There's just a couple farms around here, but they have enough that they need to have a pub, they need to have a restaurant, they need to have a place where people can go and get sodas and stuff like that. So I was extremely lucky to find this place, because I've found the thing that's causing me the most stress is just worrying about where I'm going to sleep at night, because there are rules that you're not supposed to camp along the trail here, which is not the way it would have been on the Ireland way. And it was a little different further out in the rural areas, because you could come up to a small town and talk to 5 people and ask them for permission to camp in their park. And if those 5 people said yes, they were probably 5 of the 15 people who lived in the town. And they probably had a pretty good gauge on whether anybody would be mad or not. But as I'm getting closer to Dublin, I'm starting to worry that camping out is going to be viewed in not as kind of a way, not as welcome a way. So I'm trying my best to find bed and breakfasts. I'm not that far away. I'm certainly not as far as I wanted to get today, but I thought I had to take advantage. You can see I have a whole bunch of sodas there next to the bed. I tried to take advantage of it. That is my number one fear. It's not my knee, it's not my feet. If it takes me longer to get to Dublin, so be it. My concern is, after a day of walking, not having a place where I can stay and having to set up a tent and really being worried about getting in trouble for it. So hopefully I can keep finding places like this. If I get a really good day in tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that I will be in big enough towns the rest of the way that there should be hotels and bed and breakfasts and all those types of places. Also, something great happened today. I forgot about it, but one of my co-hosts on the podcast, Marissa from Chicago. She was tasked with signing me up, as well as her and I believe her cousin, for the Run Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend 10K, which went on sale earlier today, and she got us registered. So I'm super excited about that. Gonna be running the 10K with Marissa. We've done Run Disney races at the same time before, but I think this time we'll probably be in the same corral, which will be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm feeling a lot better than I was earlier. I got a message from Sarah, my other regular co-host. I've been talking with Courtney pretty regularly, and every morning is a little tough for me as I get my pack ready, knowing that I'm not doing the Ireland way like I had planned, knowing that it's hard to get psyched for plan B. Now, I think a lot of life is how you handle not getting plan A and getting yourself psyched for plan B. So I'm trying to do that, but it's kind of hard to get myself psyched in the morning to continue this thing that wasn't my top priority. But I think in the long run, it's going to be a gigantic character building experience for me, where if I can continue to do this and I can finish it, which I'm gonna finish it, I'll make sure I finish it, that having the disappointment but saying I'm still gonna do something here, I think that's a big deal, and I think that it's going to help me in my life in general. You know, sometimes you don't get the top job you want, and you have to find a way to make what you do get something you really want. There's a quote, and I know that he's gotten a little off the rails in the last couple of years, but the former head football coach at Notre Dame, Lou Holtz, his son, Skip Holtz, was also a coach in college football. He may still be. I don't exactly know if he is or not. But at one point he was jumping from job to job, and he asked his father, how do you get a great coaching job in college football? And Lou Holtz said to him, you take the job you're offered and you make it a great job. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to take, maybe it's not the top priority, it wasn't the thing I was thinking, but I'm trying to make it a great hike. I'm trying to make it a great pilgrimage. I'm trying to continue to raise money and awareness for domestic violence survivors. So in the long run, I think that it's really, really worth it. And I don't want people thinking that I am miserable this whole time, because I'm really, really not. I am uncomfortable not knowing where I'm going to sleep, and that's something I didn't anticipate. I know that in the future I have plans to do El Camino de Santiago Compostela from southern France to Santiago, Spain, and that has a lot more foot traffic. So there are a whole bunch of places to stay. There are a whole bunch of places to eat. You'll be walking with dozens and dozens of other people at the same time. I think I'm going to be able to do that one still, because it's not going to have some of these same issues. Just not having to pack a tent would be a big deal for me, because I'm packing so much in my bag that it's really, really stressful. So I'm hoping all of these things just continue to click into place. Once I reach Dublin, I'm just a tourist again, and I'm not doing the pilgrimage. I'm not under time crunches to get something done. I'm not counting miles. I'm not counting kilometers. Then I'm just going to see the things that I haven't seen yet in Ireland that are really important to me. I'm hoping to get up to Derry. However, I know the UK is having a strike, a rail worker strike. So I don't know if I am going to be able to get up to Derry, which is in Northern Ireland, which is technically in the United Kingdom. So that's worrying me a little bit because that was part of my plan. But we'll adjust if that is a problem. I think I can take buses. I think we can do a whole bunch of things. But I got a lot of pounds to spend in the UK, and I haven't spent a single pound yet in the UK, so I got money to burn up there. So they should try to find a way to get me across the border. Anyway, it was a little rambly, but some of these are gonna be rambly. I'm really excited to be doing the Princess 10K in February. I'm really excited to be running it with a good friend like Marissa. So it was overall a good day, even though it could have been a bad day. And even though I didn't get as many miles in as I wanted, I'm still gonna chalk it up as a good day. I'll talk to you later. As I've mentioned, to donate to Casa of Pinellas County, Florida, in honor of my efforts on Ireland's National Famine Way, go to casapinellas.org/walkwithrick/. That's CASAPINELLAS.org/walkwithrick/. Also, to help us out for completely free, please like this video, subscribe to the Tall Guy Talks Travel with Rick Doherty YouTube channel, and share this video with people. Spread the word about what we're trying to do to help survivors of domestic violence. I'll talk to you all next week with another vlog from the trail in Ireland.